Oh, mandun naman siya. As we speak today, subject to the Commission's en banc verdict on the August 11 po would be the second regular session of the en banc of the Commission. During our regular session, this office is about to accredit and register 173 youth organizations in the province of Maguindanao with 63 barangays of North Cotabato and Cotabato City. This is overwhelming, but we remain thankful for your active engagement and also most of the platforms that you are providing for our Bangsamoro communities. 119 from these 173 are from the province of Maguindanao. 37 are from Cotabato City. 17 are from the 63 barangays of North Cotabato. These figures will not be achieved without the active engagement and promotion of our fellow youth champions working in the ground and of our cluster coordinators. As we speak today, subject to the Commission's en banc verdict on the August 11 po would be the second regular session of the en banc of the Commission. During our regular session, this office is about to accredit and register 173 youth organizations in the province of Maguindanao with 63 barangays of North Cotabato and Cotabato City. This is overwhelming, but we remain thankful for your active engagement and also most of the platforms that you are providing for our Bangsamoro communities. 119 from these 173 are from the province of Maguindanao. 37 are from Cotabato City. 17 are from the 63 barangays of North Cotabato. These figures will not be achieved without the active engagement and promotion of our fellow youth champions working in the ground and of our cluster coordinators. To all of you, maraming salamat po. In relation further, we would like to remind our dearest youth organizations that this accreditation is a manifestation of our fullest support for the growth of you as officers and members of your organizations and the community that you are working for. Sobrang na-appreciate po ng Commission ang active participation ng mga organizations na ito, di lamang sa ating gobyerno, kundi maging ang ibang mga programa din po ng ating mga development partners. Soar high po sa mga inaanak po naming mga youth organizations. Let's now proceed to the local initiatives of our partners. Ito po yung mga programa na ginagawa hindi lamang ng BYC, kasama na rin po yung ating mga youth organization at mga development partners. I would like to start my gratitude and salutation to various youth organizations, institutions who are making differences and connecting successes in their respective areas. We see very engaging youth of Ampatuan, Maguindanao. Is Bayhana here? Ang Lido po ng Ampatuan? Or maybe Bayhana is joining us online. We thank the Lido and the SK of this municipality in advocating not only for peace and coexistence of tribe people dahil ang lugar po nila ay marami pong mga IPs, maraming settlers at gayon din po ang mga pagkapatid ko pong mga Moro. But also on the issues of child early and forced marriages. To the Lido and to all our youth champions in this area, mabuhay po kayo. As we speak today, the first ever local youth development center is now being opened in the municipality also of Datu Abdullah Sangki. Apart from this, the first batch of their flagship program in Sultan Pak's Leadership Academy have finished their course on leadership. Indeed, our youth is doing great in this area at kailangan po nating paramihin doon sa mga lugar natin mula sa mga approach ng leadership, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga sangguniang kabataan po natin. To the Lido Mahir Amba, and the rest of our champions in this area. Mabuhay po kayo at maraming salamat. With our partnership with the Marine Brigade Landing Team 2, again, may we recognize Lieutenant Colonel Alimudin Pola. Sir, palakpakan po natin ang MBLT2. As you see in the screen, we had a joint activity that we have conducted called Youth Leadership Summit that trained around 30 youth from the coastal areas of Maguindanao on leadership. Apart from this, we also brought these 30 youth to Barira recently to visit the late house of the father of our MP who is joining us here in Camp Abubakar to revisit the struggle of the Bangsamoro together with the 30 other youth from the province of Lanao del Sur. We proceed to the other engagement in the 63 barangays of North Cotabato. We are grateful that our accredited youth organizations are being supported by our key leaders. May also salutation to my two friends from the North, also board member Sarah Joy Simblate. May I appreciate my friend City Ivy Ampatuan, Rodolfo Matukan. Please raise and palakpakan po natin. And the rest of our youth champions in the North, maraming salamat po for helping us through in programming our Bangsamoro moral governance agenda in the 63 barangays. Recently, they have conducted youth parliament with the support of the office of MP Abdullah Hashim to organize more themselves and craft common agenda. Congratulations, colleagues, and thank you very much also to the office of MP Hashim and the rest of our key leaders in the North. With AMIL and UNDP, to Johanna Kamir, the Executive Director of AMIL and team, we have conducted its first ever Kadtutula digital storytelling with around 30 youth from the province to train on effective advocacy through the use of social media. With Pukaw Incorporated and UNDP, they have conducted Maguindanao Youth Festival in showcasing and strengthening the local talents of our youth in the province. With the 1st Mechanized Infantry Battalion in the municipality of Ampatuan, we were able to speak on the updates from the Bangsamoro government and mechanisms of us on preventing and countering violent extremism. With Menre Barm, we have started to develop mechanism on environmental protection and promotion using social media engagement. With Islamic Relief International, we have crafted particular agenda or agenda building with the youth of the SPMS box areas, and now we have formed additional 10 organizations in the SPMS box areas. With the SPMS box youth UIL or United Young Leaders, we have launched their Project ELM with CABSEP just yesterday in the municipality of Shariff, Saidona. Also, we have provided timely support and engagement with youth of the conflict-affected areas. May kabataang SPMS box officers and members, saludo po kami sa inyo and maraming salamat for taking the challenge in leading the young people living in the conflict-affected areas of the province of Maguindanao. These are just very few initiatives that must be replicated. We know we have more than this in our youth communities, and we wish to highlight them in other platforms that we can have.
Hello, mic test.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon. Mapya malulam sa mga kapwa ko Maguindanawon. Mahayong hapon sa tanan sa mga kaibigan kong tribong Bisaya. Uhaho bapa dayang sa mga kapatid nating tausog, madyaw na ambong sang usob sa mga kapatid naman nating kalagan. Ahlan and welcome to the live coverage of the second state of the Bangsamoro Youth Address in line with the celebration of International Youth Day this year with the theme Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. We are your host. My name is Siti Almira Kadir.
And I am Aladin Buisan. Live po tayong napapanood sa Facebook page ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission at ng Bangsamoro Media Production. Salam kanu kangudan, salam kanu inged no Bangsamoro. Hap ko hap sa mga kapatid nating yakan, and of course, mapia po kagabi sa mga kapatid nating Maranao. At lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kapatid na IP, Fio Tamagan, Falas Goman, isang maligaya at mapayapang selebrasyon ng International Youth Day. And of course, gusto ko ring batiin ang aking partner dito sa pagbibigay ng informasyon, update sa mga kaganapan sa isasagawang State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address. City, Happy International Youth Day sa iyo.
Yes naman partner, Happy International Youth Day din sa iyo. At bago natin na siguro mas palawakin pat palawigin ang ating usapin ngayong hapon na ito sa ating live coverage sa State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021, gusto ko munang batiin ang aking partner. Mukhang preparado si kasamang Aladin, ang aking partner ngayong hapon na ito, dahil kung makikita nyo, no, ang aming kasuotan ay kulay pula, kulay blue at kulay yellow. Kung kulang na lang mga kabangsamoro, mga kabataang kabangsamoro ay puti.
Para maging flag.
Watawat ng Pilipinas. So yan, ibig sabihin nito ay ang mga kabataang Bangsamoro hindi lamang magigiting, kundi
Makabayan. Yes.
Tama ka talaga. At saka partner, may napapansin din ako sa'yo. Yung look mo ngayon. May namumukhan ako, may naalala kong isang bayani ng Pilipinas. Sino ito? Kilala mo ba?
Yes, bago ko sabihin yung aking sagot, partner, gusto kong i-share na, alam mo ba, partner, sa sobrang excited ako na
excitement.
para sa itong selebrasyon ng International Youth Day, nagpagupit pa ako kagabi. Kaya siguro nagmukha ako yung taong tinutukoy mo. Trivia tayo. Ito ay, ang totoong pangalan nito, si Jose Protasio Mercado Alonzo Irialonda, or kilala sa pangalang Dr. Jose Rizal.
Ala, magaling din pala itong partner ko sa history, no? So ayan, binabati natin ang mga kabataang Bangsamoro across the Bangsamoro region ng isang Happy International Youth Day. Binabati kong lahat ng mga kabataan na walang sawang naghahatid ng mga programa o inisyatibo na tumutugon sa pangangailangan ng kanilang komunidad. Tunay na ang mga kabataang Bangsamoro ay may angking talento at galing tungo sa pagbabago. Kaya gusto natin silang pasalamatan, partner, sa ngibo asyukran sa lakano, magsukul tiid kanu mga kangudan.
Ayan, maraming salamat sa magigiting nating kabataang Bangsamoro. Today is August 12, 2021 at sa eksaktong araw na ito ay ating ginugunita, inaalala ang mga aksyon, serbisyo ng mga kabataang Bangsamoro. At bilang bahagi ng pagdiriwang ng International Youth Day, ay we are very excited to hear the State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address brought to us by the Bangsamoro Youth Commission through its chairperson, Honorable Dr. Marjani S. Mimbantas Makasalong. Partner?
Exactly, partner. At dahil nga sa gusto natin na mas exciting at mas engaging ang remarkable moment na ito para sa mga kabataang Bangsamoro, gusto namin na yung ating mga viewers ay mag-iwan ng kanilang komento sa ating pong Facebook live streaming. Comment down kung what organization you are representing at kung saan kayo nanonood sa mga oras na ito, partner.
Correct, partner. Dahil nga sa hindi lahat ay nabigyan ng pagkakataon na makadalo physically sa event na ito, ating ilalive, no? Itong event na ito, itong Sobya na ito, upang wala tayong ma-miss out dun sa mga mahalagang informasyon na karapatan natin na dapat nating malaman. Yes, yung mga ways forward, future events, programs ni Bangsamoro Youth Commission sa mga kabataan. At dahil dyan, ating inimbitahan, inaanyayahan ng ating mga kabataan na manood, of course, magkomento, mag-react, and of course, i-share natin sa mga kapwa pa nating kabataang Bangsamoro upang sila ay ma-aware na meron palang ganitong inisyatibo, partner.
Yes, at aside sa inyong comment kung saan kayo nanonood sa mga oras na ito at kung ano ang inyong organisasyon, ay wag din nating kakalimutan, partner. Ito yung pinakamalaga siguro na segment natin sa ating live streaming ngayon.
Yes, partner.
Hosting natin ngayon ay tatanungin natin yung ating mga kapwa kabangsamoro, mga kabataang Bangsamoro across the Bangsamoro region, kung ano ba ang kanilang sana. Ano ang sana nyo sa Sobya? So ayun, kinakailangan natin na makita yan sa ating comment section at babasahin po natin yan maya-maya lamang. At sabi nga ni partner, hindi lahat ay nabigyan ng oportunidad na makadalo physically sa event na gaganapin ngayon, partner. Sa Shariff Kabunsuan Cultural Complex ay pinapalalahanan natin ang lahat na since na nasa pandemya pa tayo, COVID-19 pandemic, lagi po natin sundin ang minimum health standard. Lagi po nating tandaan ang pagsusuot ng face mask. Ugaliin din natin ang pag-practice ng social distancing at laging mag-disinfect. Alam mo, partner, one thing na bangin sukuran ko kano Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sa kanunya ba ang mga kutika ang kanggulalan tanusunya initiative tano. So SBYA 2021, despite of this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, we are able to push this kind of initiative just to recognize how brilliant and how creative, how powerful ang mga kabataang Bangsamoro.
Exactly, partner. As you have said, creative and brilliant na kabataang Bangsamoro, kaya nagkaroon ng inisyatibong ganito. And with that, partner, uumpisahan natin. Ako ang unang-una magtatanong, partner, ano ang sana mo ngayong Sobya?
Sana all. Ang sana ko siguro ay sana all working. Dahil, alam mo partner, sa gaganapin na State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address, isa sa mga kahalagan kung bakit ito isinasagawa, yung mga ganitong klaseng inisyatibo, dahil nga sa gustong maipakita ng komisyon na ito na ang Youth Commission na ito ay working. Lalong-lalo na sa mga sektor ng kabataan. May mga proyekto sila, programa para sa mga kabataan, may mga napagtagumpayang batay sa layunin ng komisyon na ito at may mga programa pa para sa susunod na henerasyon.
Ayan, sana all may sagot.
Alam ko rin, partner, may sagot ka rin.
Yes.
Ano kaya yung sana mo sa Sobya 2021?
Yes, partner. Ako naman ang sana ko, siguro dun sa susunod na Sobya, ay magkaroon
Advance, partner.
Safe na.
Sa ikatatlong Sobya
Sobya,
na ito.
correct, partner. Sana ay mawala na itong COVID na ito, itong pandemyang ito, dahil alam natin, naramdaman natin, nakita natin yung dulot nito, epekto nito sa atin at sa mga sa lahat, no? Hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang dito sa Bangsamoro region, kundi buong mundo ay naramdaman. Yes, of course, itong pandemyang ito. Pero ang nakaka-proud doon ay itong mga kabataan na ito, sabi nga natin, magigiting, no? Despite of the pandemic outbreak of the COVID-19, nagawa pa rin nating pagpatuloy yung ating mga programa, serbisyo sa ating mga kabataang Bangsamoro, partner.
Yes, couldn't agree more, partner. Indeed, the kabataang Bangsamoro has the strong spirit to pursue what they are dreaming for their community. Ang masasabi ko ng partner, ang galing lang, sobra. Sa loob kasi ng mahigit isang taon na kinakaharap natin si COVID-19 pandemic at yun din yung tema ng ating International Youth Day ngayon, still nariyan pa rin yung mga kabataan, ramdam pa rin natin yung sinasabing spirit of volunteerism. Nakikita natin na itong mga kabataang ito, this youth, these young ones across the region is working sa kanilang community just to give impact and change. At patunay na kung anuman yung narating ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission ngayon, ay nako, they are the biggest part of it. Ang mga youth organization, ang partner nila ay napakalaking parte sa pagpapalaganap ng kaunlaran at kapayapaan sa rehiyon natin sa pamamagitan ng mga inisyatibo at programa ng kabataan.
And of course, tama ka dyan, partner. Kaya nga sa mga nakaraang pre-Sobya sa iba't ibang probinsya ay nabanggit yung mga achievements ng ating mga kabataan ng ni BYC, katuwang ang mga organization na membro nito. At kaya din siguro nagkaroon ng pre-Sobya dahil hindi kaya ubusin, kung babanggitin natin ang mga project, mga serbisyo ng mga kabataan dito mismo sa loob ng Bangsamoro region, partner.
Yes, sa dami ba naman ng notable achievements ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission? Siguro hindi magkakasya dahil ang programa natin ngayon, inshallah, ay magsisimula 1:30, ibig sabihin 1:30 po at magtatapos ito 4:30 ng hapon. Kaya kung ating titignan, hindi siguro magkakasya yung 4 na oras na ito na sabihin lamang ng ating chairperson, no other than si Sir Marjani Mimbantas, makasalong yung mga napagtagumpayan ng commission na ito. Kaya sa ginanap na pre-Sobya, ibinahagi ng bawat commissioner coming from different provinces ng BARMM, nariyan ng Tawi-Tawi, Sulu, Marawi City, San Palano del Sur, yung mga napagtagumpayang nilang mga programa, inisyatibo at proyekto para sa mga kabataang Bangsamoro. Katuwang, hindi naman kasi magagawa ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission yung ganitong klaseng inisyatibo at mga programa kung wala silang katuwang. Syempre, nariyan ang iba't ibang ministries na naging katuwang nila, iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno at maging international non-government organization.
At marami pa tayong dapat pag-usapan, partners, sa live na ito. But before that, atin namang i-recognize, shout out yung ating mga viewers, itong mga gwapo at maganda, makikisig, magigiting na kabataan at mga viewers natin ngayong hapon. Ayan. Partner, umpisahan natin itong mga shout out na ito. Nakikita ko dito sa ating screen, dito, sabi dito from RB Taib Ain. Salam, shout out from Poblacion 8, Cotabato City. Shout out sa iyo, RB Taib Ain. Maraming salamat.
Ayan, at nariyan din si sino ba to? MANOOD. Shout out. Malayo tong pinanggalingan niya. From Taguig City, Metro Manila. Yan. Sino pa partner?
Maraming salamat din kay Mox Norhata. Mashallah. Watching from Qatar. Mas malayo, partner. Mabuhay ang programa ng Bangsamoro. Alhamdulillah. Shout out. Mabuhay po kayo, Mox Norhata.
All around the globe kasi tayo ngayong napapanood at napapakinggan. At shout out din kay Datu Ben Di Matunggar Manampayat. Ayan, assalamualaikum mga Bangsamoro. At yan, sa kamalayo rin, partner, watching from Kuwait. Ayan, sino pa partner?
Ang gagaling. Of course, we have RVJ Sandaga Sarignaya. Mabuhay Bangsamoro. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat. Please share and of course, react po tayo dito sa live natin dito sa page ng Bangsamoro Media Production at ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission.
Para partner, hindi na ako malayuan dito na ako titingin sa aking cellphone. Ayan, nanonood din si Haini Serad. Assalamualaikum. Watching here. Bangon. Saan ba ito? Bangon. Bangon. Ibig sabihin, bangon, kabataan. Baka siguro gano'n.
Ayan.
Yan din si Ash Aizer. Aizer ba ito? Aizer Adlon. I am Abdul Aziz M. Masindil of Bangsamoro Youth Commission, Lanao del Sur Organizing Team. Watching from Shariff, Kabunsuan, Cultural Complex, Cotabato City. Sino pa ba partner?
Partner, meron pa dito si Melanie MacArthur Ugoy, Alliance of Talitanyan, yes.
Youth
yes.
Atya.
Advocates, si Atya. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po kayo, ma'am.
Ayan, si Moraida Cam, coming from also the Alliance of Talitanyan Youth Advocates. Nariyan din si Badri, Mabuhay Bangsamoro Youth from Buat Youth Organization Boyan, Datu sa Libo, Maguindanao.
Ayan.
Ano pa ba ang nanonood sa ating partner sa mga oras na ito?
Shout out sa iyo, Nesrin Alamansa. Good day, watching from Alliance of Talitanyan Youth Advocate. Mukhang marami sila dito, partner, naghakutan. Maraming salamat po, mabuhay po kayo.
Yes, mga kabataang
of course, shout out sa aking isa sa pinaka-active na youth organizer ito, si Nam Kumadag Ambor, watching from Bangsamoro Youth Bangsamoro Youth
Lanao del Sur.
Yes, Lanao del Sur and Marawi City. Happy International Youth Day 2021. Happy International Youth Day sa iyo, Nam, sis Nam.
Nariyan din si Ismalea S. Binantukan. siya nag-iwan ng kanyang komento pero siya ay nanonood sa mga oras na ito. Nariyan din si Amir 2. Shout out here, yan. Shout out sa lahat na po ng mga kabataang Bangsamoro na kasalukuyang nasa Shariff, Kabunsuan Cultural Complex at hinihintay ang pagsisimula. Maya-maya lamang partner ng pinakaabangan natin, pinakihintay natin ng State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021.
Shout out, mabuhay ka, Mosahad Ismail, watching from Mama Sapano, Maguindanao. Yan.
Coming from itong mga area na ito, the SPMS box, the community wherein kung saan yung sinasabi natin na conflict ay nangyayari talaga, no? At nariyan din si Almera Tiago Mantil, ito, VYST Voices, no? Importante yung boses ng kabataan, Voices of the Youth for Social Transformation. Ang daming nanonood, partner.
Yes, partner. Welcome, Melanie MacArthur Ugoy. Of course, shout out, isa rin ito sa active na kabataang Bangsamoro. Sir Ismael Usop Sema, hello sir. Mabuhay po kayo, shout out. Isang Bangsamoro Peace Champion. Yan, si Sir Ismael Usop Sema.
Ayan, nariyan din si Bay Baito, Happy International Youth Day from Montay, Advocates of Peace and Progress Youth for Youth Association. And ito, Ungaya, no? Shoutout din sa lahat ng membro ng Ungaya at ng Montay, United Group of Active Youth Association or Ungaya. Yan. Sino pa ba partner? Si Yusep P. Untong.
Yes, Yusep P. Untong.
Day from MSU Maguindanao SSC. Sino pa ba partner?
We have Minjun J. Happy International Youth Day from CYC Christian Youth Coalition. Yan, mabuhay po kayo.
Rashid Kusayin, shoutout nga po pala sa Gawang Youth Organization Family at sa mga kasama kong si Aimin Lagasan.
Ayan, sa aking kaibigan, kapatid, brother Datu Hino, Happy International Youth Day sa iyo. Watching from North Cotabato, mabuhay po kayo, sir.
Nariyan din si Jam Road Lee Lumambas Chu II. Napakahaba ng pangalan. Shout out watching from SKCC. Pa-shout out din ang 3K Organization of Datu Paglas. Yan, ang galing naman.
Shout out kay Jawado din Degamor Mahmud, watching from Lanao.
Yan, si Tohami Ibatua, isa rin ito sa mga active na kabataang Bangsamoro, nanonood, coming from Datu Paglas United Youth Action Group. Sino pa ba partner? Sa bilang panghuli, no? Sa ating dalawang viewers ngayong...
Wow! Kay Zamrod Lumambas, shout out, watching from SKCC, pa-shout out din sa 3K Organization of Datu Paglas. Mabuhay po kayo from Datu Paglas, mabuhay po kayo dyan.
Ayan, partner. At dahil nga sa time check muna tayo, partner, dahil tawag dito. Mukhang ang oras natin ay 32 minutes makalipas po ang alauna ng hapon. Maya-maya lamang po ay magsisimula na po ang pinakaabangan natin ang State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021 to be led by the chairperson of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, no other than Sir MP Marjani Mimbantas Makasalong. At ayan partner, no, dahil nga sa mamaya-maya babalikan natin itong mga ating viewers.
Yes, partner.
So magpa-shout out mamaya-maya partner. Dahil nga sa ang oras natin ay 1:32 na, 1:33 na partner, siguro ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon or sino-sino ba, no, yung mga tao sa Zoom? Sino-sino ba yung...
Baka pwede tayong mag-interview dyan, no? Para naman ma-recognize natin.
Sino kaya yung willing sa kanila at gusto rin sigurong ilabas yung kanyang
partner.
nararamdaman sa mga oras na ito since na sineselebrate natin ang International Youth Day sa ngayon. Pero, partner, siguro bago rin tayo mag-interview sa ating mga
kasama natin sa Zoom,
ay magbibigay siguro muna tayo ng trivia. Itong trivia na ito
Yes,
ay
partner.
kinalaman sa International Youth Day. Pero kasi partner, ang tanong dito, paano ba o saan ba nagsimula kung bakit nabuo si International Youth Day?
Paano nagkaroon ng idea ang ganito?
Oo. At bakit kaya August 12?
Yes.
No? Talagang sineselebrate itong International Youth Day. So babalik tayo doon sa timeline. So kailan kaya nagsimula? For the year 1991,
yes.
the idea was proposed by the young people who were gathered in Vienna for the first session of the World Youth Forum of the United Nations system. And in year 1998, a resolution proclaiming August 12 as International Youth Day was adopted by the first session of the World Conference of Ministers responsible for youth. For 1990, sa 1999, UN General Assembly endorsed the International Youth Day in its 54-120 resolution, policies and programs involving youth. And in 2000, ito na partner, sa 2000 na tayo na year, started, at magpapasagot tayo mamaya sa ating mga viewers. Sa taong pong 2000, nagsimula po ang selebrasyon ng International Youth Day on August 12. Ibig sabihin, sinimula na pagsiselebrate ng International Youth Day, August 12, 2000. At ayan ang 2010 International Year of Youth. At bakit kaya partner sa International Youth Day natin 2021 ngayong taon na ito ay bakit kaya ito yung naging tema nila? Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. Dahil nga sa hanggang ngayon ay
Existing pa rin,
yes,
no?
hindi natin alam kung kailan mawawala si COVID-19 pandemic at
But looking forward, no?
Yes, napakaraming naapektuhan. Though nariyan din yung nagpapatuloy yung rollout ng ating COVID-19 vaccination, hindi pa rin guaranteed na talagang okay na tayo partner dahil hindi pa nga natin na-achieve ang 70% na kung saan pwede magkaroon itong sinasabing herd immunity. Kaya siguro partner na paalala din sa lahat na
Yes.
though kahit na vaccine, no? Ikaw ba partner na vaccine nagpabakuna ka na ba?
Soon. Yes,
Anong ba-
gagraduate na.
Akala mo naman kung puslit pa na para bang yun partner. And then siguro partner usapan natin ngayon bago rin tayo mag-interview kung sino ba yung willing sa mga nag-join sa ating Zoom ngayon ay
Yes, Zoom.
alam ko nitong mga nakaraang araw partner bago magsimula in line with the celebration of long week celebration of International Youth Day, kayo no mismo sa inyong organization, meron ka ba partner organization? I think
Meron,
sumasama
partner.
sumasama ka rin no sa mga ating mga youth organization in different areas in Maguindanao. At siguro bago din natin dahil nga sa mukha magsisimula na partner.
Yes, hindi lang tayo yung tao magsasalita at
Yes.
hindi ito ang pinaka-climax,
Yes.
pinaka-aantay natin.
Gusto lang din
Yes.
natin na dahil nga sa nag-live streaming tayo ngayon, gusto natin na mas ma-engage pa yung ating mga viewers dahil hindi po kami talaga yung pinaka-main host at pinaka-main program dito sa ating programang gaganaping SBYA 2021. I think partner, the program will at the venue will going to start in 5 minutes at dahil dito magpapaalam muna tayo sa
Yes.
ating hosting for this live coverage upang matunghayan natin ang gaganaping SBYA 2021 to be led us by the chairperson of BYC, no other than Marjani Mimbantas Makasalong. Muli kami po ako po si Siti Almira Kadir.
And I am Aladin Buisan.
Wabillahi
Taufiq
taufiq
wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
like to give this experience of mine. Maybe pwede natin mapulutan ng aral. No? Nung unang panahon na hindi pa ako abogado, isa akong katulad ninyo, youth. Yung aking tatay, si Atty. Lanang Ali, kung naalala natin, ay ako po ay driver niya. Driver sa mga meeting. So nag-meeting sila ng ating mga leadership sa farm. Wala pang band that time, pero mga leadership nila. Sila Chief Minister Kagimurad, sila Shariff. Actually, lahat yan ng mga leaders ng farm, yung mga minister, like Minister Edward Guerra, lahat ng minister dyan, youth, lahat ng driver nila ngayon, hanggang ngayon ay kilala nila ako. No? Sabi nga nila, yung dating nakakasalamuhan natin sa pakikipag-chismis-chismis, ngayon ay abogado na. Kasi driver din ako. Siyempre, kabataan, medyo kuwan tayo. Tawag din, masugid tayo sa mga, makinig sa mga usapang matanda. Sumali ako sa meeting nila. Actually, nagtago ako. Doon ako sa likod. Nakikinig ako. Ito, hindi ko to makalimutan kay Shariff, no? Ito yung ginawa niya doon sa meeting na yan. Sabi niya, Sir Murad, dapat yung mga bata ay lumabas sa meeting na ito at hindi dapat kasama. Ako, nakatatago na nga ako doon. Nakita ako eh. Ginawa ng tatay ko, tumingin sa akin, sabi niya. So nakatayo ako at lumabas na ako, gumagano ako sa group. No? Sabi ni Sir Rickbar, pumunta ako, Sir Rickbar, bakit mo naman ginawa ito? Bata ka pa, sabi niya. Hintayin mo darating yung time mo. Ngayong time namin ngayon. Yun ang sabi sa akin. So anong point doon? Ang gusto ko sa ating mga kabataan, no? In every parts of our life, hihingi tayo ng advice sa ating mga nakakabataan. Wisdom and experience sila ang mayroon. Papunta ka pa lang, sila ay pabalik na. Huwag tayo, itong aking advice, no? Huwag tayong gumawa ng sarili nating daan na walang basis. Hindi natin alam kung anong mararating natin kasi wala tayong basis. Ang gawin natin ay makinig tayo sa experience ng mga leader natin at daanan natin yung mga experience nila. Hindi ibig sabihin ay gayahin natin. Gawin nating reference yung kanilang experience. And I'm sure na alam natin ang mararating natin. Kasi kung nagtagumpay sila sa ginawa nila, ay sure na magtatagumpay ka rin, inshallah, sa mararating mo. Kaysa gagawa ka ng daan, diskarte na hindi mo pa alam kung ano ang resulta. Wala kang basis. Nag-gets niyo po ako? No? Yun ang akin. No? Pag meron kang doubt, o first time mo ma-experience ang problema, magtanong ka sa nakakalam, magtanong ka sa naka-experience. At from that, kukuha ka ng sarili mong desisyon. No? Yun ang aking nais na iparating sa ating mga kabataan. Huwag basta-basta, halimbawa, ang problema ay related sa religion. Sabi, magtanong ka sa ulama. No? Magtanong ka sa mga learned persons. Huwag kang magbasa at makinig sa YouTube. Yung mga pinapalabas sa YouTube. Huwag kang magbasa ng libro ng sarili mo at magagawa ka ng sarili mong interpretasyon. Hindi ka namang ulama. Kung problema mo legal, magtanong ka sa abogado. Kung problema mo medical, ay magtanong ka sa doktor. Huwag ka magbasa ng mga libro, makinig sa mga YouTube, mga pangaral sa YouTube, wala namang mabuting maidudulot yan. Yung ginagawang mga ganyan. At sometimes, sa sobrang nabasa mong marami, at sobrang
not the way of those on whom you have bestowed your anger, ولا الضالين, nor those who went astray. Allahumma alif bayna qulubina. O Allah, reconcile with love and understanding between our hearts. Waslih dhata baynina, and resolve our broken affairs. Wahdina subul salam, and guide us toward peace and paths of guidance. Wanajjina min al-dhulumati ila an-nur, and take us out of the darkness of falsehood and ignorance to the brightness of truth and guidance. Allahumma barik lana fi waqtina hadha wa fi ijtima'ina wa fi kulli umurina. O Allah, bless us in this time of ours, in our meeting and in all of our affairs. Allahumma ja'alna mimman tawakkal alayka al-kafiya. واستحدانا وهديت واستنصرت ونصرت. O Allah, make me among those who solely relied upon you and then you sufficed them. Make us from those who sought your gratitude and you guided them. And make us among those who sought your help and you helped them. Allahu rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa qina adhaban nar wa qina adhaban nar. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد على أشرف الأخيار المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. To formally commence our program, we would like to request Commissioner Nas Dunding, Commissioner for Maguindanao, Cotabato City, and Special Geographic Areas of North Cotabato, for his welcoming remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Pagbati po mula sa Bangsamoro Youth Commission. Una po, we would like to welcome all our guests and partners in the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, to start with the overwhelming attendance of our members of the Parliament, our workers in the executive branch of the government, the military sector, the development partners who are members of our development partners forum, our fellow youth champions, of course, to our Commissioner for Mindanao of the National Youth Commission, Commissioner Assistant Secretary Lexi Denghirang, and the rest. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, and welcome to the second state of the Bangsamoro Youth Address. We bring you this platform in order for us to maximize the bringing of the information that the government of the day, the Bangsamoro government, led by our Chief Minister Ahod B. Ibrahim, that there are many platforms in order for us to bring closer the people to the government and the government to the people, specifically in terms of the most powerful sector, and that is the youth sector. In the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, we have been conducted various activities. Narratives and successes of these programs would be heard this afternoon through the State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address of our beloved Chairperson, MP Mirjani Makasalong. And these are the things that we have achieved. And amidst all of this, there are many more that we need to do in our communities, in our societies, in all forms of our agenda building in our respective areas. Again, I will end here. I would like to warmly welcome everyone to the second state of the Bangsamoro Youth Address of MP Mirjani Makasalong, and mabuhay po ulit ang Kabataang Bangsamoro. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Again, thank you, sir, for welcoming us, and at the same time reminding us of the essence of the youth in building a peaceful Bangsamoro. And of course, as what our commissioner once said, we must work hand in hand and faithfully empower and deliver our mandates in support to the sustainability and strengthening the gains of the peace process that took for over decades just to have the Bangsamoro that we envision and we are starting right now. Okay, maraming salamat po, Comnas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second state of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021. And now, to keep on track, let us lend our ears to our guest from the National Youth Commission as she gives her remark for this momentous event. Again, we would like to request Assistant Secretary Alexa Daniel Dayangiran, Commissioner for Mindanao.
Maayong hapon, good afternoon, assalamualaikum. First of all, I would like to thank the Bangsamoro Youth Commission for having me today as representative of the National Youth Commission. And again, to our guests, of course, to our chairperson of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, MP Marjani Mimbantas Makasalong. Good afternoon, sir. To our Commissioner Nas Dunding, and to all our guests and the members of the Bangsamoro Parliamentary, Sir Ahod Ibrahim, our Chief Minister, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, our Parliament Speaker, Sir Attorney Omar Sema, Parliamentary Deputy Speaker, and Muhagar Iqbal, our Minister, And to all who are here today, good afternoon. I'm taking this opportunity to acknowledge everyone because not all the time that we will be celebrating the State of the Youth Address of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission. A warm of applause again for the efforts of our BYC. In this day, we are not recognizing the efforts of the youth, but we are recognizing the diverse, colorful, and very culturally amazing history, and of course, the power and the efforts of the Bangsamoro youth. As youth of the Mindanao, we always try to empower that Mindanao is not just an island, who is very, very diverse, but it's full of history, and the people in it are very open-minded, and most of all, we are the fighters of this country. We do not just fight for what we want, but we fight for our history. We fight for who we are, and we fight for our cultural heritage. As I was going around the museum, I was really amazed that this does not only signify the importance of the Bangsamoro culture, but the culture as a whole of Mindanaoans. And as a proud Mindanaoan, I am really pushing forward to let the world know, or the Luzon, the Visayas, to appreciate the culture that we have here in the Mindanao. And most especially to my youth, a fellow youth, you are the future leaders of this country. You are making your own legacy in whatever you are doing right now. Always remember and put in your mind and in your hearts that everything that you do will signify a legacy in whatever field you have chosen. And with the support of our farm and of course our Bangsamoro Youth Commission, I believe and I'm very positive the youth of Bangsamoro will forever strive and make a mark in this country. So again, as we celebrate also Linggo ng Kabataan and International Youth Day, we are commending the skills, the talents, the knowledge, and of course, the efforts of the youth of this nation. Again, always remember that you are making your own legacy as the future leader and whoever you want to be in the future. As stated in our Constitution, youth should be part in nation building. That's what matters most. Do not be afraid to voice out. Do not be afraid to tell what your heart desires. Because you are part of this nation and you are the future leaders of this nation. Again, huwag nating kakalimutan para sa bayan, para sa kabataang Pilipino, para sa kabataang Mindanaon, para sa Bangsamoro Youth Commission. Daghang salamat. Shukran.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are indeed grateful of having you here with us despite your busy schedule.
Recording in
amidst the,
progress.
pandemic we're experiencing right now. And of course, we would like to reiterate, okay, that indeed the youth are the future beholders and nation builders of tomorrow. And with that, to continue, let us be inspired as our very own Chief Minister, Ahud Malawag Ibrahim, will give us a message that will also serve as an advice to the younger generation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am extremely happy to join everyone for this year's State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address. As we all know, the youth play a vital role in nation building, from simple gestures of organizing various projects and initiatives to participating in government-led programs, and most importantly, helping our cause in reforming Bangsamoro. The youth has always been there. For the second straight year, the SOVYA will be observed under unique circumstances because of the threat of the ongoing pandemic. But just like the previous one, we will push through and we will have the opportunity to understand where the Bangsamoro youth are today and how the government of the day can play a role in harnessing potentials and providing them with their opportunities for their personal and professional growth. More than half of our population considered as part of the youth sector. The next generation of Bangsamoro are essential in finding solutions to some of the biggest challenges we face today. And perhaps the Bangsamoro government will always be committed in pushing programs and policies that will enable the youth to become what they aspire to be and in effect alter the future of the Bangsamoro for the better, inshallah. Before I end, I'd like to congratulate the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, led by Member of Parliament and Chairperson Marjani S. Bandas Kasano for their hard work in championing the cause of the youth. Thank you so much, and wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. As what our Chief Minister emphasized, indeed, that the Bangsamoro government remains committed to support the empowerment and development of the youth in the region. And now, following the shared wisdom of our Chief Minister,
the transformation and evolution of the youth from generation to generation. I can say that the youth of today are much more fortunate in so many things compared to those from several decades ago. One clear example is the opportunity and access for learning because of the advent of modern technology. Today, the reach of our youth's wisdom and knowledge is quite boundless and literally at their fingertips. However, the same degree of convenience and openness for learning is also a bane for our youth because it may lead them to embrace wrong values and principles. That is why the observance of International Youth Day is a welcome development to enable our youth to realize their value and responsibility and bringing about the needed changes in our society. With half of the global population consisting of young men and women, they are now the catalysts that would propel the direction of our future. colossal investment in the health, being, education and welfare, and peace and security of the youth should be top priority of every government and nation. In addition, this occasion creates awareness on the challenges and problems of our youth and determines possible solutions therefore. In so doing, we contribute to their physical, emotional, and mental stability, ensuring not only the betterment and superior strength of their generation, but also the succeeding ones. Here in the Bangsamoro Regional Government, a significant number of our youth are not only the workhorses, but the thinkers of policies which aim to uplift the lives of our constituents. Their innovative ideas in times of great challenges have contributed to the success of our programs, especially in the fields of education, health, and social services. I commend all of you for your contributions to make positive changes in our society. I hope that the observance of International Youth Day will bring about all the goals which you aim to accomplish for youth. There is no more appropriate time to prepare them for greater things than it is now. They are the future of the
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Again, our gratitude to our leaders, knowing that they are not here physically, but they still manage to provide their concern for the youth of Bangsamoro. Okay, maraming salamat po sa ating mga leaders na kahit wala sila dito, ay nandyan pa rin yung kanilang gabay para sa mga kabataang Bangsamoro. At this juncture, another message for the youth, for everyone in general, to be delivered to us by no less than Parliament Deputy Speaker, Attorney Omar Sema.
Sa inyo lahat, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I'm not supposed to deliver any message anymore because the two leaders seem to be speaking today, and I believe it was enough for them speaking. Nonetheless, the Commission was a very brief message kasi kabataan din. My respects to the Chief Minister, MANOOD Ibrahim, the esteemed Speaker of the Parliament, Attorney Palian Balindong, my colleagues in the Parliament who are also here, my colleagues, my compatriots in the Bangsamoro Youth Assembly who are also here, the chair of the Committee on Youth of the Moro National Liberation Front is here. Members of the former members of the Agency for Youth Affairs of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, they are also here. Of course, the Commissioner Mindanao, the National Youth Commission, and most importantly, the chair and commissioners of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission. My respects to all of you. The guests, welcome kayo lahat. It's an honor for me to be here in this momentous event where the chair of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission will deliver the state of the Bangsamoro Youth address to be held. And the discussion, I believe, will revolve around the youth who are actively participating now in the transition process. Since the beginning of the Bangsamoro government, we have witnessed various transitions. Transition in the government and transition in the leadership. It's the duty of the interim Bangsamoro government to establish foundations of a bureaucracy that conforms to our way of life. Fortunately so, we are halfway in the fulfillment of that duty. There is more yet to be done. However, in our relentless effort for pursuit of this mandate, we have hit another milestone. That is by giving our Bangsamoro youth the opportunity to be actively participative in government. Various ministries and offices are occupied by well-equipped, competitive, and empowered members of the youth sector. Some even hold key positions. Many are elected in the provinces. Youth leaders are also holding key positions in the national government. The parliament even is membered by the youth sectors. These only prove one thing, that the Bangsamoro region is not lacking of competent youngsters. Moreover, we now have the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, the successor office of the CDO-BYA, or the Coordinating Development Office of Bangsamoro Youth Affairs, which was created also right after the signing of the 1996 final peace agreement. And this Bangsamoro Youth Commission is led by the active BTA member, Dr. Marjani Mimbantas. And with this leadership, we are assured that our youth sector are preserved and protected. And of course, with the BYC given to them as a space for discussion, deliberations of the needs of the Bangsamoro. By giving you the BYC as a space in the governance of the region, you now have a platform where you can peacefully pursue the kind of government you want to lead and manage your future. You no longer have to resort to extremism or armed struggle for your ideals and aspirations. At this point in time, we note the fact that we could do more to advance further the rights of our youth. But we have just started. Together, working hand in hand, and inshallah, we will continuously fight for our future, you, the Bangsamoro youth. As I end this speech, allow me to reiterate a statement I always state in my meetings with the younger generation. I am calling upon you, Bangsamoro youth, to be active, dynamic, and revolutionary, not passive and reactive. Continue to fight for what truly matters, for what is ideal, for the truth. Continue the fight against graft and corruption, incompetence, mediocrity, and idleness. Strive for excellence. Demand honesty, transparency at all levels. Aspire for professionalism. Maintain your fear of Allah. These are all the hallmarks of a moral government. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maraming salamat po, Attorney. I would like to emphasize again yung nabanggit sa atin ni Attorney kanina, that indeed the Bangsamoro region is not lacking of competent youngsters. Inshallah, mas dadami pa po sa ating mga young Bangsamoro ang magiging peace builder at nation builder ng ating minamahal na Bangsamoro. With that, thank you again, sir. And now, let us be motivated and inspired as another beneficial message will be conveyed to us by our minister from the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, none other than Sir Mohagir Iqbal, but it will be represented by no less than Attorney Haron Meling.
Huwag mo na yung galawin. Speak yan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi wa bihi nasta'in. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My courtesies and high respects to the Chief Minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, MANOOD Ibrahim Al-Haj, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, Speaker of the Parliament, Attorney Omar Sema, Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Assistant Secretary Alexa Daniel Dayang Hirang, Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, and the Chairperson of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, Dr. Marjani Imbantas Makasalong, the other commissioners, Nasiruddin Idunding, Pratima H. Sabal Sarachi, Faisal S. Ali, and Hamdi L. Anjil. I'm going to read here the message of the Honorable Minister Muhagir Iqbal, who, much as he wants to be with you, cannot be with us this afternoon because of a previously arranged engagement. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is my honor and privilege to extend my congratulations and well wishes to the men and women of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, headed by its energetic chairperson, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Marjani S. Mimbantas Makasalong, for successfully organizing this important event. As Minister of the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, MBHEE, it is always my advocacy for the youth to pursue education and their personal as well as professional development. With education, one understands his possibilities and the opportunity determine his path to take in life. As the late Nelson Mandela said in his book, The Long Walk to Freedom, and I quote, education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor. The son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine. And the child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. While the road to your personal development may not be as smooth sailing as you expect it to be, always remember the value of patience, perseverance, and resilience. There is no doubt the Bangsamoro people are a resilient people. We fought for our right to self-determination and endured decades of historical injustices, culminating with the successful negotiations of the representatives of the government of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the establishment of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Our resilience should not be an excuse for public service to be wanting or haphazard. It's not enough to say we will rise above the difficulties and challenges before us. A crucial part of resilience is translating it good governance, that is, our government executives and civil servants' ability to design and implement strategies to mitigate the impact of crisis and ensure that decision making are transparent, accountable, just, inclusive, and responsive. Inspired by the Chief Minister's principle of moral governance, your education ministry will persevere to become a resilient institution, willing and able to deliver quality, inclusive, and accessible education in the whole of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Education remains paramount in the BARM and has the biggest budget, in fact, thanks to the honorable members of the Bangsamoro Parliament. With the resources available to the ministry, we will pursue an education system that prioritizes the holistic development of our learners through a relevant and inclusive academic or skills training program, school facilities that are conducive to learning, and competent educators and school officials. All of these are pursued for the goal of an integrated and balanced education envisioned by our leaders in the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The youth can be assured that the MBHTE will struggle to provide quality, inclusive, and balanced education. MBHTE also offers skills trainings for those who are keen to gain relevant skills that can be a source of livelihood, so-called blue-collar jobs. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you will succeed in your chosen professional endeavors and effectively contribute to the development and advancement of your families, your communities, and the Bangsamoro region as a whole. Maraming salamat po. Billahi taufiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you so much, sir, for elevating our hearts and encouraging us to continue the started effort in shaping the future of our society. And now, the awaited moment has come for us to be enlightened of the furtherance of the Bangsamoro youth. Let us attest the state of the Bangsamoro youth address to be given to us by none other, the chairperson of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, also the Commissioner of Lanao del Sur and Marawi City, and a member of the Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Marjani S. Mimbantas Makasalo.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمدك ربي حمدا حامدين ونشكرك شكرا شاكرين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته and a very good afternoon to each and everyone. Let me begin by quoting one of the Quranic verses. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى. صدق الله العظيم. My courtesies and respect to our Chief Minister, Ahud Balawag Ibrahim, the Speaker of the Parliament, Attorney Pangalian Balindong, the Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, NYC, Assistant Secretary Alexa Dayang Hirang, Minister Mohager and MP, Minister and MP Mohager Iqbal, represented by his Deputy Minister, fellow members of the August Parliament, the Majority Leader, Attorney Lana Ali Jr., Deputy Speaker, Attorney Omar Sima, MP and MOST Minister Engineer Aida Silungan, MP and Assistant Cabinet Secretary Attorney Ana Tarhata Basman, MP Mujib Abu, MP Dr. Susana Anayatin, MP Abdullah Hashim, MP Janati Minbantas, MP Ali Salik, MP Azfar Osman, MP Rasul Ismail, MP Abdul Mumin Mujahid, MP Muslima Asmawil, MP Jamila Disimban Ramos, MP Sahara Mastora, MP Jamil Makaraya, MP Mudayaw Sakar, MP Don Loong, MP Sahiduja, I hope I did not miss anyone, and respective representatives of the other MPs, fellow servant in the executive branch, MHSD Director General Ustad Ismail Ibrahim, Mafar Deputy Minister Amal Sulaiman, Moli Deputy Minister Mataro Listino, PCPCH Chairperson Dr. Salim Lingasa, Bangsamoro Sports Commission or BEC Chairperson Nouman Kalutiag, my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Hamdi Tanjil of Basilan, Commissioner Muhammad Faisal Ali of Sulu, Commissioner Fatima Samsaraji of Tawi-Tawi, and Commissioner Nasdunding of Maguindanao, my friend Vice Mayor Alinor Tomawis, MBHTE TESDA Provincial Director Alida Namira Mangata, Attorney Nash Ibrahim, the consultant of Westminster Foundation for Democracy, members of the Bangsamoro Youth Coordinating Council, the Bangsamoro Youth Development Partners Forum, volunteers, men in uniform from AFP, PNP, our brothers, and Mujahideen and Mujahidat, the PYC family, and the youth champions. And to all of you who are here celebrating with us with the International Youth Day, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and a warm greetings to all. To begin, the Bangsamoro Youth Commission is an office attached to the Office of the Chief Minister by virtue of the Bangsamoro Autonomy Act No. 10, creating and establishing the said office, and manifested the same in the Bangsamoro Autonomy Act No. 13, otherwise known as Bangsamoro Administrative Act. It is the primary policy-making and coordinating body of the Bangsamoro government in all matters affecting the youth. The Commission also ensures compliance therewith by all ministries, agencies, and offices and other instrumentalities of the Bangsamoro government that are mandated to implement programs, projects, and activities affecting the youth in the Bangsamoro region. Today, August 12, 2021, we are observing the International Youth Day and take this opportunity to celebrate and recognize the voices and actions of the youth. As part of the Bangsamoro government, being able to shed light on the issues and concerns of young people speaks greatly of our ability to forge and strengthen a democracy in which all sectors are given representation, particularly those who are marginalized and underrepresented. Last week, as you may have noticed, we have localized this platform through our provincial State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address, in which our commissioners have already delivered the detailed accomplishments of the Commission operating in our respective provinces and bring the government closer to our constituents. The youth is the driving force for the creation of change within the society. In particular, the role of the youth has been very significant, shaping what the Bangsamoro is right now. The Bangsamoro struggle, as can be similarly observed in various movements across the globe, is a product of the passion and idealism of the youth. The fight for the right to self-determination and the correction of historical injustices has fueled the push for the establishment of an autonomous region, this Bangsamoro. Asserting for what is right and just has characterized the youth movement and its manifestation in the Bangsamoro tribe. We must continue this within our work in the Bangsamoro government, in which the youth has been providing a significant contribution as holders of key leadership positions in the bureaucracy. We have 11 parliamentarians in the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, and the Bangsamoro government in general is run mostly by young bloods. One of our most important accomplishments in the Bangsamoro Youth Commission is the launch of the Bangsamoro Youth Transition Priority Agenda, or what we call BYPPA. This serves as a guide for the Commission in the years to come in realizing its mission and vision for the youth. As a strategic framework for the youth in the transition period, it is a tangible document produced by the Bangsamoro youth through a BARM-wide community-based series of consultation and reviews. To the members of the technical working group who have hurdled sleepless nights to deliver this important document, we say thank you. The document outlines the BYC priority areas on youth participation and development. These are health, education, peace building and security, governance, and active citizenship. There is a promotion of a holistic and multidimensional approach to addressing the challenges faced by the youth that will truly enable the realization of their goals and potentials. In these priority areas, emphasis is put on the empowerment of the youth and their engagement and participation in initiatives that benefit their communities and localities. The BYC has implemented various programs that promote youth participation and development. For this year, and having the support of our beloved Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim, we are winning the advocacy in mainstreaming our participation in local governance and a manifestation of a government of the day in its serious space being provided for us to take our part, especially in times of transition. Some of these programs are as follows. Promoting awareness on the Bangsamoro Organic Law, or BOL, helps the youth understand the different provisions of the law that cater for their needs, such as education and social services. An awareness of the law and their implications will promote cooperation in campaign activities for the BOL and ensure the fulfillment of provisions critical to the foundations of peace and moral governance in the region. The call of the proposals program fuels the youth's creativity in finding solutions to different issues and helps concretize these innovative projects by providing funding aid in the implementation. Later, we will officially launch an innovation challenge that you, my fellow youth champion, can be part of. In terms of social aid, the Lingkod Kabataang Bangsamoro is a humanitarian assistance program that aims to reach thousands of youth individuals across the Bangsamoro region to lessen the adverse effects of the pandemic. In order to alleviate socio-economic setbacks, dignity kits consisting of medical supplies, food packs, and other aid are provided. For its second role that we have targeted communities of vulnerable youth that are very much affected by the pandemic and the recent conflict. To mention few, we have served IP children and youth in Barangay Itaw, South UP, and the youth of the SPMS BACS. There have been various peace and security initiatives, such as the Peace and Environmental Camp and efforts on countering violent extremism. We have presented the peace building and security queue as stipulated in the Bangsamoro Youth Transition Priority Agenda that captures the BARM youth to participate in promoting human security, inclusive disengagement and reintegration programs, prevention from association with armed groups, including participation in safety efforts, peace building, conflict prevention, and management initiatives to promote peace and development in the region and the whole country. In fact, after this week-long commemoration, we will be traveling to the island provinces with UNDP and the OPAP for the National Action Plan on Youth, Peace, and Security. We have also initiated efforts to promote faith-based activities. Ramadan program allowed us to connect with Allah and further elevate the spiritual connection despite the limitation due to the pandemic. The Young Ulama Conference engage young Islamic scholars to increase the meaningful participation of the youth in promoting peace and development, as well as equip the participants to become active partners in the quest for moral governance of the Bangsamoro government. Through Rise Madrasa, we sent relief to the students in various madrasa. The program establishes unity among Islamic organizations and promote active participation in Muslim community issues. Recently, we have engaged with Dato Imam Amos Memorial Academy in the municipality of Kapay, Lanao del Sur. Interfaith dialogues were held among Muslims, Christians, and IP leaders from different areas in the Bangsamoro region. These dialogues are best opportunities to discuss religion and how it binds us as people and forge the recognition and respect towards different cultures and religions that comprise the Bangsamoro. Moving forward, we continue by commending the respective ministries, agencies, and offices of the Bangsamoro government. Let me give you a glimpse of the interventions of these ministries, providing opportunities, growth, and development to our youth in the region through the implementation of various programs and activities lodged to them. Ministry of Social Services and Development. Minister Attorney Reza Jajuri and the whole of MSSD family, we say thank you. For the last quarter of 2020, especially during the height of COVID, the BYC and MSSD were partners in supporting our constituents through various relief distribution in the whole of BARM. Part of which was their assistance for us to deliver our goods to the island provinces under our Lingkod Kabataang Bangsamoro program, which served around 3,000 youth. In an engagement by virtue of signed memorandum of agreement with MSSD, we have served thousands of individuals who received at least 25 kilos of rice. In February of this year, we have launched our joint program, Sagip Kabuhayan, and Alay Kabuhayan para sa mga kabataang apektado ng COVID, in which we have distributed cash assistance of 15,000 qualified youth beneficiaries to start up their small businesses to survive amidst COVID-19 pandemic. Apart from this ministry is also providing various programs exclusively for the youth. These are the Angat Bangsamoro Kabataang Tungo sa Karunungang Program or ABACA that has now 20,000 beneficiaries across BARM from elementary level to tertiary education. From its COPCO program has now 1,013 beneficiaries and GIP that has now 660 beneficiaries, all for the youth. Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Agrarian Reform. The Deputy Minister, Amal Sulaiman, is here. We say maraming salamat. Kindly convey that to your minister. This ministry has at least 5 notable programs for the youth. These are the BINHI, or Basic Integration for Harmonized Intervention in Agriculture, ISDA, or the Integrated and Sustainable Development in Agriculture Fish Capture, LOPA, or the Land for the Upliftment for the Poor, ARBS, Mafarlinki, and Maya, or the Mentoring and Attracting Youth in Agribusiness. The Deputy Minister Amal, as I've said already, kindly convey this because we are really appreciative of this fact that you have this program for the youth. Ipagpatuloy po natin ang mga ganitong programa. And I would like to commend, just to crack the seriousness, I guess, ang galing-galing ho nila magpa-branding. Itong mga isda, tapos itong binhi, mafarlingki, mayam, tapos mayroon din silang sinasabing maparaming salamat. But that is later on. Ministry of Science and Technology, or MOST. MP and Minister Aida Silungan, Ma'am, shukran for expounding extraordinary programs for our youth in the field of science and technology. Under its Science and Technology Services, or STS, MOST has assisted 4 youth and women organizations in the region who are engaging in entrepreneurship to support their micro, small, and medium enterprises through technology transfer and commercialization and halal product development. Under its SESG program, or Science Education, Scholarship and Grants Program, MOST has assisted 126 science education scholarship grantees for 2020 and 188 grantees for the current year 2021. These grantees are receiving 8,000 monthly allowances from the program, or equivalent to 40,000 per semester. Ministry of Public Order and Safety, or MOST. Minister Hussein Munoz, sir, thank you for helping us sustain and make peace happen with our youth in every community. Impose is making the youth representation and participation in all its PAPs as cross-cutting. More of the spaces that Impose have provided for our youth at its Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Forum, Bangsamoro Peace Forum, Consultative Assembly on Alternative Dispute Resolution, commemoration of the Jabida Massacre, commemoration of the Padang Karbala or the Battle of Bayang, commemoration of the Manili Massacre, and many more. The ministry has also highlighted the capacity of youth in making peace initiatives through its Bangsamoro Youth Peace Champions Program, held late last year. Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, MP and Minister Milanio Olama, sir, and the rest of your youth champions asserting for IP rights. Thank you for joining your forces towards empowering our youth, especially of IP youth in the region, as important stakeholder of our society. The ministry has conducted various PAPs benefiting its youth sector, and they are as follows. Tiray young men were trained in construction of houses and furniture making. IP youth were also trained in vegetable gardening and other crops production. IP youth have participated in its IP Youth Leaders Conference for Maguindanao and Lanao del Sur on July 7 to 10, 2021. More than 100 IP youth will also be soon part of its educational assistance. Ministry of Trade and Investment and Tourism. Minister Abu Amrit Adik, sir, thank you for starting up our livelihood-related programs for the youth. Around a month ago, MTIT and DTI, in coordination with our office, have successfully launched the YEP, or Youth Entrepreneurship Program. It was already piloted with at least 30 young entrepreneurs in Maguindanao, and soon to provide mechanisms to start their local businesses. This will also come next for the province of Lanao del Sur, Tawi-Tawi, Sulu, and Basilan. Ministry of Interior and Local Government, or MILG, as you can see, we are very keen in manifesting our support mechanisms to our Sangguniang Kabataan in the ground. If you remember, the same day last year, we have signed Memorandum of Agreement with the MILG Minister Kaka Atty. Nagib Sinarimbu to uplift the operational mandate of our SKIs together with the members of its local youth development councils and the local youth development offices. We are beyond thankful that we have now produced around 300 SK officials who have undergone SK mandatory trainings and around 100 members of LYDC and LYDOs in the provinces of Maguindanao and Lanao del Sur. In the relation further, we have already started our role in the province of Tawi-Tawi, and just next month, we will also start in the provinces of Basilan and Sulu. The support mechanisms are being provided by the Bangsamoro government for free, a manifestation of support to our existing government youth institution and helping them fulfill their mandate as provided is in the SK reform law. To the Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, we see so many programs to collaborate with. And to name a few, just 3 days ago, we have started giving training to our out-of-school youth through your provincial office, TESDAPAR in Lanao del Sur. And we are very grateful that your provincial director is very cooperative with the Bangsamoro Youth Commission. And that is also our manifestation, and also to put life to our promises that those people, the out-of-school youth, were not left behind, definitely. To these ministries, agencies, and offices of the Bangsamoro government, These are just highlights of our programs. We know that many more to mention. Other partners' offices are also doing programs for youth, and that of we must further develop coordination mechanisms between our office and their offices. Maraming salamat po. Rest assured, our coordination mandate will not end here. We will continue making an effective mechanism with you on how we could help one another for the benefit of our youth. We also respectfully call the attention of the other ministries, agencies, and offices of the Bangsamoro government that are having youth PAPs in their respective offices to coordinate with our office. Now, in the aid of legislation, policy recommendations, formulations, and frameworks that the Commission is working with, it is notable that this Commission will not reach where we are today without the proactive commitment of the members of the Parliament who have supported the passage of the Bangsamoro Autonomy Act number 10, creating and establishing this commission. And if I can request everyone to please clap your hand. The overwhelming support that I've been extending for our constituents, this is the manifestation that they are here today. Ma'am, sirs, maraming salamat. We still remember our sleepless nights and extra energy that we had put for us to win the previous and the whole of the law that the youth of the BARM are now enjoying. During that time, we were even having a joke that the BYC is perhaps during that time the only bill na ang daming division of the house. We are very I would say we are very happy that we have reached this far. We wish that we could still develop more laws for the youth welfare, growth, empowerment, and the development of this powerful sector. Also, with the active engagement of our partner ministries, agencies, and offices, Chief Minister Ahud Balawag Ibrahim had finally signed the Executive Order number 12 creating and establishing the Bangsamoro Youth Coordinating Council that we had just convened yesterday to consolidate and launch various youth-related programs. In the provinces, for instance, our office is very engaged in supporting the crafting of provincial youth development codes. Recently, both provinces of Maguindanao and Lanao del Sur have already formulated their respective youth codes and now soon to be endorsed in the plenary of Sangguniang Pandalawigan respectively. And inshallah, Tawi-Tawi, Sulu, and Basilan will also have the same. Another primary task of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission is to undertake various policy and coordination activities. The Youth Coordinating Council, or YCC, chaired by the BYC, is composed of the Bangsamoro government's ministries, offices, and other government instrumentalities that have programs, projects, and activities affecting the Bangsamoro youth. In addition to this, we also have a Development Partners Forum as a mechanism for coordination of all developmental organizations, based both locally and internationally, whose advocacies and campaigns address the concerns of the youth in the Bangsamoro region. With the UNDP Philippines, in December 2020, BYC and UNDP signed Memorandum of Agreement to implement programs on Bangsamoro Youth Volunteers Program, Youth Social Innovation and Leadership, and Youth Peace and Security. 3 programs that we are so keen to implement. With the UNICEF Philippines and our joint online platform U-Report, 8,367 adolescent and young people have signed up to it and engaged in several civic engagement activities, responding to the polls, including risk communication and community engagement for mitigating risk of COVID-19. U-Report is a messaging tool that empowers young people around the world to engage with and speak out on issues that matter to them. It works by gathering opinions and information from young people on topics they care about, ranging from employment to discrimination and child marriage. You reporters respond to polls, reports issues, and support child rights. The data and insights are shared back with the communities and connected to policymakers who make decisions that affect young people. U-Report is now active in 68 countries, benefiting over 11 million users all over the world. Country U-Reports are run by UNICEF and partners on the ground, including local government, non-governmental organizations, and young people themselves. U-Report is available via numerous messaging, social media, and SMS channels, and even works on a basic mobile phone. It is free, anonymous, and easy to use. With the support to Bangsamoro Transition or Sobatra, we are even grateful that apart from various capacity building of the sector that are being engaged with us by our partners, Sobatra is building the internal capacity needs of our office. Sobatra will provide additional laptops and equipment to the office, assist in evaluation of our youth agenda and other internal mechanisms that will strongly build the absorptive capacity of our BYC. Brother Keith, Ate Sam, maraming salamat. With UNFPA, since then, the UNFPA has been very helpful to us. In support to our lingkod kabataang Bangsamoro, UNFPA also provide hygiene and pandemic kits to our selected youth in the ground. They have also helped us build the coordinating mechanisms with the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Health. Further, just last week, together with the MUSIP Incorporated, we have started the role of various trainings to youth leaders advocating for reproductive health, mental peace awareness, and many other more. With the Ayala Foundation, since last year, we have thoroughly worked on the selection and programming of the Bangsamoro Young Leaders Program or BYLP. Just around 3 months ago, after the selection process of all applicants across the region, we have selected 30 youth fellows who will undergo the components of the program. To the 30 fellows, please rise for you to be recognized. Yung iba nasa Zoom. Yung nandito. Okay, you can sit down now. Later, inshallah, you will have your surprise. As we always say, we will fulfill our promises. But I don't think it's a surprise anymore because you have already seen your laptop that will be distributed to you. Doc Ian and the team, mabuhay po tayo at maraming salamat. Really, they've been asking for that. With Equal Access International Philippines, EAI has helped the office in transforming our operations via virtual spaces. They are the one providing this engaging online platform that we are experiencing today. Together with our office, EAI had produced extraordinary youth leaders of BARM from their various youth empowerment programs. Brother Ahmed Harris, Pangkoga, padayon tayo. With Center for Humanitarian Dialogue or HD, my good friend Iona, since last year, on peace and security activities, we have touched on the lives of the youth in the peace promotion mechanisms. We have created a conducive platform for us to have a very meaningful dialogue. We have developed and distributed information materials through social media with the help of our partner organizations, UBPN. We have also produced youth heroes. More to go for us, inshallah. I hope you will have more support to the PYC. With the Asia Foundation or TAF and BYC have been working together indirectly or directly. We have provided various spaces to discuss on peace and security threats and other capacity building programs for the youth. There were more that we engaged for the past year and of this year. Our apology if we cannot mention all of you. But from the bottom of our heart, we thank you for helping us to engage our young people of the BARM as a whole and for helping them prepare on their responsibilities as advocates. Going forward, we have more exciting paths for the remaining months over the year. Some of them are the Bangsamoro Youth Summit that will gather youth leaders and representatives from various organizations, sectors, and local government units. This is an opportunity to connect with other young people, exchange ideas and insights, and work on dialogues and initiatives. By undergoing training and learning sessions, participants carry with them invaluable lessons and experiences that will motivate their creativity and innovative minds to find solutions to issues that have been continuously haunting our region. The Youth Volunteer Program also taps the different skills and passion that the youth can contribute to different projects and initiatives. This is a great way to build public awareness and appreciation for the power of volunteerism and its role in social, economic, and political development. The program helps to create an environment that encourages action within our communities. Youth formation is another one. It focuses on the holistic development and empowerment of the youth. The enrichment of youth participation and building of values are achieved through different projects and initiatives. Other projects and programs centered on youth education and capacity building are on voters' education, which aims to intensify and strengthen youth participation and engagement in inclusive elections. Voters' education is one of the best ways the youth can gain knowledge on their right to vote and the voting process itself. Spreading correct information on voting is the key for the youth to truly understand the value of their vote. Training on journalism and social media education highlight the relevance of strengthening media relations to improve effective communication
like to give this experience of mine. Maybe pwede natin mapulutan ng aral. No? Nung unang panahon na hindi pa ako abogado, isa akong katulad ninyo, youth. Yung aking tatay, si Atty. Lanang Ali, kung naalala natin, ay ako po ay driver niya. Driver sa mga meeting. So nag-meeting sila ng ating mga leadership sa farm. Wala pang band that time, pero mga leadership nila. Sila Chief Minister Kagimurad, sila Shariff. Actually, lahat yan ng mga leaders ng farm, yung mga minister, like Minister Edward Guerra, lahat ng minister dyan, youth, lahat ng driver nila ngayon, hanggang ngayon ay kilala nila ako. No? Sabi nga nila, yung dating nakakasalamuhan natin sa pakikipag-chismis-chismis, ngayon ay abogado na. Kasi driver din ako. Siyempre, kabataan, medyo buwan tayo. Tawag din, masugid tayo sa mga, makinig sa mga usapang matanda. Sumali ako sa meeting nila. Actually, nagtago ako. Doon ako sa likod. Nakikinig ako. Ito, hindi ko to makalimutan kay Shariff, no? Ito yung ginawa niya doon sa meeting na yan. Sabi niya, Sir Murad, dapat yung mga bata ay lumabas sa meeting na ito at hindi dapat kasama. Ako, nakatatago na nga ako doon, nakita ako eh. Ginawa ng tatay ko, tumingin sa akin, sabi niya. So nakatayo ako at lumabas na ako, gumagano ako sa book. No? Sabi ni Sir Rickbar, pumunta ako, Sir Rickbar, bakit mo naman ginawa ito? Bata ka pa, sabi niya. Hintayin mo darating yung time mo. Ngayong time namin ngayon. Yun ang sabi sa akin. So anong point doon? Ang gusto ko sa ating mga kabataan, no? In every parts of our life, hihingi tayo ng advice sa ating mga nakakabataan. Wisdom and experience sila ang mayroon. Papunta ka pa lang, sila ay pabalik na. Huwag tayo, itong aking advice, no? Huwag tayong gumawa ng sarili nating daan na walang basis. Hindi natin alam kung anong mararating natin kasi wala tayong basis. Ang gawin natin ay makinig tayo sa experience ng mga leader natin at daanan natin yung mga experience nila. Hindi ibig sabihin ay gayahin natin. Gawin nating reference yung kanilang experience. And I'm sure na alam natin ang mararating natin. Kasi kung nagtagumpay sila sa ginawa nila, ay sure na magtatagumpay ka rin, inshallah, sa mararating mo. Kaysa gagawa ka ng daan, diskarte na hindi mo pa alam kung ano ang resulta. Wala kang basis. Nag-gets niyo po ako? No? Yun ang akin. No? Pag meron kang doubt, o first time mo ma-experience ang problema, magtanong ka sa nakakalam, magtanong ka sa naka-experience. At from that, kukuha ka ng sarili mong desisyon. No? Yun ang aking nais na iparating sa ating mga kabataan. Huwag basta-basta, halimbawa, ang problema ay related sa religion. Sabi, magtanong ka sa ulama. No? Magtanong ka sa mga learned persons. Huwag kang magbasa at makinig sa YouTube. Yung mga pinapalabas sa YouTube. Huwag kang magbasa ng libro ng sarili mo at magagawa ka ng sarili mong interpretasyon. Hindi ka namang ulama. Kung problema mo legal, magtanong ka sa abogado. Kung problema mo medical, ay magtanong ka sa doktor. Huwag ka magbasa ng mga libro, makinig sa mga YouTube, mga pangaral sa YouTube, wala namang mabuting maidudulot yan. Yung ginagawang mga ganyan. At sometimes, sa sobrang nabasa mong marami, at sobrang madaming nakinig ka sa YouTube, ay feeling mo mas magaling ka pa sa totoong ulama. Hindi ho pwede yung ganon. Hindi po pwede yung ganon. So, in this short message of mine, gusto ko magbigay sa inyo ng halimbawa, ng advices kung paano tayo makakarating doon sa ating objective na alam natin na kung ano ang marating natin. Huwag tayong mag-experiment. Dahil sa experiment, dalawa lang yan. It's either na mag-success ka o ma-failure ka. Pero pag sinundan mo experience ng mga nakakatanda, ng mga leaders, isa lang makagaranti ko, magiging katulad ka rin nila na isang magaling na leader. Hanggang dito na lang po. Maraming salamat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
As we speak today, subject to the Commission's en banc verdict on the August 11 po would be the second regular session of the en banc of the Commission. During our regular session, this office is about to accredit and register 173 youth organizations in the province of Maguindanao with 63 barangays of North Cotabato and Cotabato City. This is overwhelming, but we remain thankful for your active engagement and also most of the platforms that you are providing for our Bangsamoro communities. 119 from these 173 are from the province of Maguindanao. 37 are from Cotabato City. 17 are from the 63 barangays of North Cotabato. These figures will not be achieved without the active engagement and promotion of our fellow youth champions working in the ground and of our cluster coordinators. To all of you, maraming salamat po. In relation further, we would like to remind our dearest youth organizations that this accreditation is a manifestation of our fullest support for the growth of you as officers and members of your organizations and the community that you are working for. Sobrang na-appreciate po ng Commission ang active participation ng mga organizations na ito, di lamang sa ating gobyerno, kundi maging ang ibang mga programa din po ng ating mga development partners. Soar high po sa mga inaanak po naming mga youth organizations. Let's now proceed to the local initiatives of our partners. Ito po yung mga programa na ginagawa hindi lamang ng BYC, kasama na rin po yung ating mga youth organization at mga development partners. I would like to start my gratitude and salutation to various youth organizations, institutions who are making differences and connecting successes in their respective areas. We see very engaging youth of Ampatuan, Maguindanao. Is Bayhana here? Ang Laido po ng Ampatuan, or maybe Bayhana is joining us online. We thank the Laido and the SK of this municipality in advocating not only for peace and coexistence of tribe people, dahil ang lugar po nila ay marami pong mga IPs, maraming settlers, at gayon din po ang mga pagkapatid ko pong mga Moro. But also on the issues of child early and forced marriages. To the Laido and to all our youth champions in this area, mabuhay po kayo. As we speak today, the first ever local youth development center is now being opened in the municipality also of Datu Abdullah Sangki. Apart from this, the first batch of their flagship program in Sultan Pak's Leadership Academy have finished their course on leadership. Indeed, our youth is doing great in this area. at kailangan po nating paramihin doon sa mga lugar natin mula sa mga approach ng leadership, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga sangguniang kabataan po natin. To the Lido, Mahir Amba, and the rest of our champions in this area, mabuhay po kayo at maraming salamat. With our partnership with the Marine Brigade Landing Team 2, again, may we recognize Lieutenant Colonel Alimudin Pola. Sir, palakpakan po natin ang MBLT 2. As you see in the screen, we had a joint activity that we have conducted called Youth Leadership Summit that trained around 30 youth from the coastal areas of Maguindanao on leadership. Apart from this, we also brought these 30 youth to Barira recently to visit the late house of the father of our MP who is joining us here in Camp Abubakar to revisit the struggle of the Bangsamoro together with the 30 other youth from the province of Lanao del Sur. We proceed to the other engagement in the 63 barangays of North Cotabato. We are grateful that our accredited youth organizations are being supported by our key leaders. May also salutation to my two friends from the North, also board member Sarah Joy Simblate. May I appreciate my friend City Ivy Ampatuan, Rodolfo Matukan. Please raise and palakpakan po natin. And the rest of our youth champions in the North, maraming salamat po for helping us through in programming our Bangsamoro moral governance agenda in the 63 barangays. Recently, they have conducted youth parliament with the support of the office of MP Abdullah Hashim to organize more themselves and craft common agenda. Congratulations, colleagues, and thank you very much also to the office of MP Hashim and the rest of our key leaders in the North. With AMIL and UNDP, to Johanna Kamir, the Executive Director of AMIL and team, we have conducted its first ever Kadtutula digital storytelling with around 30 youth from the province to train on effective advocacy through the use of social media. With Pukaw Incorporated and UNDP, they have conducted Maguindanao Youth Festival in showcasing and strengthening the local talents of our youth in the province. With the 1st Mechanized Infantry Battalion in the municipality of Ampatuan, we were able to speak on the updates from the Bangsamoro government and mechanisms of us on preventing and countering violent extremism. With Menre Barm, we have started to develop mechanism on environmental protection and promotion using social media engagement. With Islamic Relief International, we have crafted particular agenda or agenda building with the youth of the SPMS box areas, and now we have formed additional 10 organizations in the SPMS box areas. With the SPMS box youth UIL or United Young Leaders, we have launched their Project Elm with CABSEP just yesterday in the municipality of Shariff, Saidona. Also, we have provided timely support and engagement with youth of the conflict-affected areas. May kabataang SPMS box officers and members, saludo po kami sa inyo and maraming salamat for taking the challenge in leading the young people living in the conflict-affected areas of the province of Maguindanao. These are just very few initiatives that must be replicated. We know we have more than this in our youth communities, and we wish to highlight them in other platforms that we can have.
kami. Ayaw akong maranasan ng mga kabataan yun. Yung, it's one thing to run for your life kasi you might be killed by by bullets and all that. Iba din yung being killed by hunger. I don't wish the youth to experience to lose everything. Even our lives, we lost our lives figuratively. I don't want them to experience the trauma. It really is traumatic.
Nakakatakot siya at nakakamatay. Gera dito, gera doon, kahirapan doon.
I remember my parents, they really struggled kung paano kami paaralin nung nag-evacuate kami from Bambaran to Sultan Kudarat. Wala talaga kaming matirahan, walang-wala kami. Ayaw akong maranasan ng mga kabataan yun. Yung, it's one thing to run for your life kasi you might be killed by bullets and all that. Iba din yung being killed by hunger. I don't wish the youth to experience to lose everything. Even our lives, we lost our lives figuratively. I don't want them to experience the trauma. It really is traumatic.
Nakakatakot siya at nakakamatay. Gera dito, gera doon, kahirapan doon.
Our family was never the same after the war.
Kung masasabi ko lang, based sa aking experience, sa aking tatay, tuwing gabi ko lang siya nakikita minsan. Minsan lang minsan tuwing gabi.
And LYDCs who advocate for community development in the Bangsamoro region. This aims to activate and increase youth participation to the positive community transformation and development. Now, in today's age of information, it is better not to be just a mere participant, but rather to be an individual that can somehow help the society, not but somehow the Bangsamoro Youth Commission asks everyone, are you ready to take the challenge? Are you guys ready to take the challenge? Because if you are, then the Bangsamoro Youth Commission's IIC or Ideation Impact Challenge is for you. We challenge all youth-led organizations to ideate solutions that are sustainable and can create a big impact for the community. Through our chairperson's presence on the stage and other significant peoples right here, we are now officially unveiling the banner of Ideation Impact Challenge 2021 in 3, 2, 1. There you have it, mga kapatid. Mga kabataang Bangsamoro, ang tabayanan po natin in one of these days ang link sa Facebook page ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission para po sa application period. Maraming salamat po. There you have it for the launching of our Ideation Impact Challenge 2021. But wait, there's more. Last May 2021, we launched the Bangsamoro Young Leaders Program Batch 2 of Ayala Foundation Incorporated and the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, which is being participated by 30 fellows across the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. In this project, fellows will be provided with laptops and, of course, other essentials. Now, for ceremonial distribution, may we call again MP Marjani Makasalong, our commissioner or our chairperson of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, and our National Youth Commission's Commissioner for Mindanao, ASEC Alexa Daniel Bayangkirang, to unveil or to distribute for our ceremonial distribution, of course, with the presence of our significant or VIPs, our members of the parliament and director generals. Now, for the first fellow to receive the laptop is Mr. Jomar Makarampen from Cotabato City. Next fellow to receive a laptop is Rasul Mantawil from Datu Piang, Maguindanao. All right. For the next fellow to receive laptop is Garia Abbas from Iranon Province, or from Parang, Maguindanao. The last fellow to receive laptop in this ceremonial distribution of the Bangsamoro Young Leaders Program is Datuti Labas Jr. from Special Geographic Areas of North Cotabato.
There you go, the ceremonial distribution of learning materials to BYLP fellows. As what they say, many were called, but few are chosen. With that, okay, so with that, may we request our esteemed MPs, our officials, to have their photo opportunity. Okay, and now may we request our volunteers to please proceed here as you have your certificate of recognition. With that, may I read the content? Republic of the Philippines, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Bangsamoro Youth Commission. Certificate of Appreciation is given to, in grateful recognition of her significant contribution as official volunteer during the International Youth Day 2021 and second state of the Bangsamoro Youth Address on August 12, 2021 at Shariff Kabunsuan Cultural Complex, Cotabato City. Given this 12th day of August 2021 at Shariff Kabunsuan Cultural Complex, Bangsamoro Government Compound, Cotabato City, signed by BOAC Chairperson, Dr. Merjani S.M. Mimbantas Makasalong. Again, to our official volunteers, thank you so much for lending us your effort. Congratulations. Okay. Again, congratulations. And now to conclude this afternoon's program, may we call Mr. Salahuddin Al-Ayubi Gayak for us to have our closing prayer. Okay, may I request the technical team to please lower down the volume of our musical background for us to have our closing prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم اجعل اجتماعنا هذا اجتماعا معصوما واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما سبحانك اللهم وبحمده نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah. At dito po nagtatapos ang ating State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021. This has been your MC for this afternoon. Mr. Amir, Information Officer for the Bangsamoro Youth Commission. And now, enjoy the rest of your time. You may have your photo opportunities. Of course, napasalamat ang ating mga guests via Zoom. Maraming salamat. Okay, so pinapaalala namin sa bawat isa na meron tayong snacks at photo booth. Tama ba? Okay? So meron po tayong free snacks at photo booth. Okay nga pala, yung mga participants natin or yung mga guests natin from Zoom, kung maaari lamang po ay paki-open ang inyong camera.
Napakaganda ngayon na inilunsad na, in-unveil na yung Ideation Impact Challenge.
Yes, nakita ko yun.
Yes, ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission. At sabi nga ni Dato Raid Salik, no, antabayan na natin yung official Facebook page ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission para sa application o link ng application period nila, partner. At ayan, siguro bago din tayo magtapos, i-shoutout lang din natin yung mga viewers natin na kanina pa rin nakaantabay o kanina nakaantabay na sa ating ginaganap nga na State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address. Diyan mismo siya Shariff Kabunsuan Cultural Complex.
Pero bago ang lahat, kami ay humihingi ng paumanhin doon sa mga kasamahan natin, mga viewers natin na hindi natin lahat na cater yung kanilang comments. Gusto magpa-shoutout. But all in all, would like to shout out sa lahat ninyo at maraming salamat. Hopefully, looking forward na hindi ito ang huling pagkakataon na tayo ay magsama-sama. Marami pa mga engagement physically, no? Hindi lang virtually, no? Marami pa, inshallah azza wa jalla. And with that, magsa-shoutout tayo muli sa ating mga viewers.
Na nakaantabi, mga kabataang Bangsamoro, at excited, no, sa kanina na ginanap nga na State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address. Ayan, si Ma'am Widad Yamil Gianaid, watching from Moro Active Group of Apas, Peace and Solidarity. Ayan, sabi niya, magapas. Tito mambo akabagapas no kabataang
Yes,
Bangsamoro.
partner.
Nariyan din si Amarliv Sarip Abdurrahim. Sabi niya, Happy International Youth Day. Ayan, kasamang Abdurrahim, no? Happy International Youth Day din sa'yo. Sino pa ba, partner, ang nariyan sa ating Facebook live streaming?
And of course, would like to say shout out to Rafi Gabar. Sabi, Happy International Youth Day. Proud BYC Lanao del Sur and Marawi City volunteer. Yan.
Sino
Mabuhay.
pa? Si Raisa May Hasmina 21. Happy International Youth Day.
To Mr. Dewu Ali, Happy International Youth Day from AIO Organization. Saan to? Sa Bulyok. Wow, mashallah. SGA Bar. Mabuhay po kayo dyan lahat.
Nariyan din si Christian F. Gomez. Congratulations. Ito kanina kasi ay nabigyan na ng mga learning materials itong BYLP fellows natin.
Wow.
Sa nga nitong second batch ng BYLP leadership ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission. Sabi niya, congratulations BYLP Leadcom Fellows. Honored to work with BYC and the empowered youth of BARMM. Mabuhay rin po kayo, MP Marjani and the whole BYC family.
Mabuhay! Shout out to Aida Rahib. Happy International Youth Day from Hikmates. Oh, ito, organization siguro ito, Hikma. And to Saaduddin Dimampaw Mauna. Happy International Youth Day. Shout out watching here from BYC, Lanao del Sur and Marawi City. Marami tayong viewers coming from Lanao del Sur and Marawi City.
Sa layo ba naman nila, partners? So syempre, they will be joining us or they will join us dito sa ating SBYAs through sa ating Zoom or live streaming. At shoutout din kay Normina Radsak. Assalamualaikum. Watching from Tamuntaka.
Yes.
Mother Barangay, Mother Bagwa ba ito? Or Mother Barangay Cotabato?
Tamuntaka Mother Barangay. Tita ko actually yan, partner. Kapatid ng aking father. Shout out to my tita, Normina Razak. We have Nira Agakan. Assalamualaikum. Watching here from Boganga Shelter, Marawi City. Thank you so much for watching.
Since na ito na po ang panghuling bahagi ng ating pong live coverage ng State of the Bangsamoro Youth Address 2021, huwag po natin din kakalimutan yung ating katanungan sa kanila at baka makahabol pa at
yes.
Or kung kanina, kung ano ang sana sa sobya nila sa 2021, baka naman pwede natin silang tanungin kung ano ba ang sana sa sobya nila sa gaganapin, inshallah, by 2022. At i-comment lamang yan, mga kaibigan, mga kabangsamoro, dyan po, dito mismo sa ating Facebook live streaming na live po tayo ngayong napapanood sa official Facebook page ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission at the same time,
ng Bangsamoro Media Production.
Ayan, partner. At bago tayo magtapos siguro, partner, tayo tanungin din natin yung ating mga sarili. Kung ano pa ba yung ating siguro, mga plano para sa mga kabataan. Since na kami rin ay kabataang Bangsamoro.
Kabataan, yes. Nakaka-relate tayo doon.
Yes, kabataang. Ikaw ba, partner, sa mga susunod na taon, since na nariyan, nilunsad na nga ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission, yung kanilang Ideation Impact Challenge, ano kaya yung siguro na napaplano mo ng mga programa at inisyatibo para sa iyong komunidad, partner? Sa tingin mo kaya ikaw?
Alam mo, yun nga, despite of the pandemic outbreak of the COVID-19, continuous yung ating mga serbisyo sa ating community. In fact, tayo ay still, no, although tayo ay may kanya-kanya ng responsibility at medyo busy na sa buhay, hindi pa rin nawawala yung ating connection sa ating mga organizations kung saan tayo nanggaling, no? Since high school to college at until now, ay active pa rin tayo na makapagbigay serbisyo sa ating mga kapwa, Bangsamoro, kabataan man, or ito man ay the whole community, no? As a whole. So, hopefully, while nasa process tayo na hoping na mawala na itong pandemic, continuous pa rin yung ating community service, no, civic engagement, at would like also to invite and encourage more kabataan na magbigay serbisyo, magbigay mag-volunteer sa kanilang mga community sa
Actually,
mga
partner,
activity nito.
yes,
Yes.
napakarami na rin kasing, I'm not sure kung ilan ba ang mga accredited youth organization. At alam ko ito mga different organization coming from Lano del Sur, Maguindanao, at sa buong lalawigan na sakop ng BARMM. They have this kind of initiative na minsan ay para bang naa-amaze tayo lahat. Dahil ganun pala ka-creative at ganun pala ka-galing ang mga kabataang Bangsamoro na naiisip nila yung mga ganun klaseng initiative just to create an impact, just to create a change sa kanilang community.
At ang maganda kasi partner, before wala masyadong nag-exist na organization.
Yes.
So sa pre-Sobia ni Commissioner Nasiruddin Dunding, if I am not mistaken, Cotabato City, Maguindanao, and 63 barangay, nasa 100 plus, 173 if I'm not mistaken yung nagparehistro na. At marami pa, continuous yung pag-register ng mga youth organization sa ating area. Wala pa doon ang Lanao, ang island provinces at marami pa, the entire Barm region. So hopefully, no, marami pa tayong ma-encourage na kabataan na magbigay serbisyo at maging daan si BYC, maging susi para muling mabuhay yung mga youth organization. Sabi nga nila, youth voices pagdating sa peace building blah 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 ay always present yung kanilang voice, but sometimes it is not recognized. But nowadays, nang dahil kay Bangsamoro Youth Commission, nagkaroon ng espasyo yung ating mga kabataan, yung mga youth organization sa Barm region na marinig at magawa nila yung mga nais nilang ihandog sa kanilang community.
Yes, sa speech nga ng ating chairperson, no other than MP Marjani Mimbandas Makasalong, nasabi niya rin yung mga ways forward at mga future programs pa ng Bangsamoro Youth Commission to empower and para makapag-produce pa tayo ng sinasabing leader harap na henerasyon, partner. At ayan, siguro ay mukhang anong oras na ba, partner? At mukhang napapalalim itong ating usapin. So time check muna tayo. It's 51 minutes. Makalipas po ang 3:00 ng hapon at mukhang napaaga yung pag-end ng ating SBYA 2021 ngayong araw na ito. Supposed to be ay mag-end tayo ng 4:30, but then alhamdulillah kahit papaano ay naisakatuparan, naipatupad ang lahat kung ano man yung mga nilalaman ng programa sa araw na ito, partner. At dahil dyan, shoutout tayo ulit siguro sa
Yes.
ating mga viewers para hindi natin sila makaligtaan o makalimutan at baka sila ay magdampo at di na manood sa gaganapin naman na SBYA sa 2022. I'm not sure. Pero
At unahan na
yan.
kita, partner. Gusto ko palang i-shoutout kanina, no? Nag-PM sa akin yung mga unang-una shoutout sa lahat mga organizations na sakop ni Bangsamoro Youth Commission at sa mga organization na magpapasakop pa lang, mapapaloob pa lang sa Bangsamoro Youth Commission. Shoutout din kay Dato Rap, Kamsa, kay mga yung nagpa-shoutout sa akin kanina. Ang dami, hindi ko na maalala, ang dami nag-PM. Basta all of you, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. Shoutout sa inyong lahat. Yes.
Yeah, at kanina rin no sa pagpunta ko nga no kasi after natin din na mag-live hosting sa ating bago magsimula ang SBY 2021 at nakita ko yung mga kabataan doon, ang dami-dami nila at nagsabi sila sa amin, "Uy, bakit di mo kami sinoutout?" At ngayon, shoutout sa lahat at ang aking ka-team, Team Swara na nariyan ngayon sa Shariff Kabunsuan Culture Complex. Kung hanggang ngayon ay nakikinig kayo, shoutout sa inyong lahat. At ayun, partner, siguro ay dito na nagtatapos yung ating live coverage sa SBYA 2021. Inshallah, mga kabangsamoro, mga kabataang Bangsamoro, mga pakat ko, aking mga kaibigan magmula pa sa iba't ibang lalawigan na sakop ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region hanggang sa muling pagkikita. At sana ay mas magkaroon tayo, makapag-create pa tayo ng isang programa o inisyatibo that are very responsive sa kung ano yung pangangailangan ng ating community.
At patuloy yung ating panalangin sa Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala na naway gabayan at bigyan ng magandang health yung ating mga leaders, no?
Yes.
Yung ating mga kaka sa organizasyong ito.
At iyan, with that, partner, tayo na po ay magpapaalam. Nagpapasalamat kami sa lahat ng individual, personalidad na bumuo nitong live coverage natin at sa BYC family, sa Bangsamoro Youth Commission, at the same time sa live coverage din ng Bangsamoro Media Production at sa lahat ng individual na kung wala sila hindi mabubuo itong ganitong klaseng napakagaling na pag-organize ng program. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. At sa Equal Access International Philippines, wag din natin kakalimutan, kasama din natin yan sa technical team. Maraming salamat kay Sir Adam, kay Ma'am Irish at Ma'am Nicole. At yan partner, tayo na po ay magpapaalam muli. Ako po si Siti Almira Kadir.
Aladin Hamdan Buisan.
Wabillahi taufiq
Wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mabuhay kabataan,
Mabuhay
kabataan Bangsamoro.